Welcome back. Regina, I wanted you to explain to me what gives you anxiety, what scares you about becoming an adult. Specifically, what sort of concerns do you have? And maybe I can answer some questions for you, or we could talk about some stuff real quick. So, today we're going to be reviewing for the final. The final will be open note. You can have all your reading, all your assignments back, anything you've copied down in notes. Um, all the questions are going to be level 3 questions. They're going to be big questions that we've talked about for multiple days. There's not going to be anything specific like, what's the word for this? What does GDP stand for? It'll be very big idea sort of questions where you're going to use things like GDP or substitute or something like that as evidence to support your thoughts. So it'll cover everything we've talked about. So we'll go over our different units. Our first unit was thinking like an economist. We talked about scarcity, how there's not enough of our resources for everybody to get all that they want. So we have to make choices about who gets what. And we talked about different economic systems for deciding who gets the resources, who gets the supplies. Do we all share them equally? Do the people who are willing to pay for them get them? Can we own things? Stuff like that. Then we looked into choice. We talked about incentives, how they influence your decisions. We talked about opportunity cost, how that influences you. Marginal decision making and the law of diminishing returns, how those influence your decisions. This was our unit 1. Unit 2 is all microeconomics, so how we decide the price of products. We looked at supply and demand, equilibrium prices, why those things change. We looked at price controls, price ceilings and floors, and then we looked at the labor market. Our third unit was all about macroeconomics, so how the government gets involved. We looked at how to measure the economy with different stats and indicators like GDP, inflation, unemployment. We looked at fiscal policy, which was Congress using taxing and spending as a way to control the economy. We looked at monetary policy, how the Federal Reserve uses like interest rates to kind of keep the economy going to fight unemployment and inflation. We did not get to global trade, so you don't have to worry about that one. Our last unit was all about personal finance. So we talked about how to get a job, what are some different aspects in researching a job, career goals, things like that. We looked at how to save your money in a savings account, but also invest in things like 401k. We looked at how to rent an apartment and to pay rent and pay different bills within the apartment. We talked about how to file taxes. We talked about how to get insurance and what the point of insurance is. We looked at loans and credit cards, and then we looked at how to make budgets. Today, we've got a review sheet. It's got all the big ideas we've talked about, all the different topics that we've covered. These are all good details to be used when answering a level 3 question. All right, so there you're looking for evidence and examples. So I wouldn't just copy and paste whatever Google tells you. I would look at your notes and readings first. Ask me for help first. Google can be there. Google can be something you use, but make sure you understand what it's saying. Everything is in the notes. So write down what you think will help you tomorrow on the final. When you're done with this, you can use time for makeup work for economics or for other classes.